Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what today is? It's Monday Morning Chats with Sack, and Sack is me. I hope that you guys had a great weekend. I hope that you were able to do something fun. I hope that you were able to enjoy this time with your loved ones and just smile. I think less people are smiling these days, and when you smile, you'll never realize how good it will make you feel. So that's why I like to smile all the time. So today I wanted to talk about two topics, two things. The first thing is, what do you admire about someone? What are like the traits that you admire? And then second, who am I most grateful for? And so the first question is, what are some traits that I admire in a person? And that thing is someone that's just a good person. I think with social media now, and it's so popular, you have your phones. You have your phones with you every single day. And I think it's just this idea that if you're doing a good deed, it has to be known. And by you having your phone, I would see some people use their phone to record them giving money to someone. And I just think it's certain things that should just be done in private. So being a good person, I just think that it doesn't hurt to be a good person. It doesn't hurt to do something without expecting anything in return. Those are traits that I really admire about somebody. And I think it's around being around them and listen to the things that are most important to them. I know for me, I enjoy being a good person. I don't care about getting any awards for that. I don't care about being recognized. And to be honest with you, I'm that person that likes to play the background. I can set up a party, I can set up an event, and I don't care if I ever get recognition for it because that's just not the person that I am. Like I don't really care about that. I like to play the background, and I don't like to be the center of attention. Like I just don't. So for me, that's important because that's something that I do, and that's something that I really admire about somebody. You just be surprised at things that you see on social media. Now, don't get me wrong. It's okay sometime where you're posting something. I know sometimes if I do some community service, I may post it on social media as a way to let people know, hey, can you come out and volunteer? We need your help. If you could come out, that would be greatly appreciated. But other than that, it feels good to be a good person to other people. It feels good to do something for someone. And if you haven't done that, I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to do something for someone and they will at least expect it. And you never know how it makes you feel. Like I never forget, this was about 11 years ago at my old church in Philadelphia. And my during my Bible study, my pastor was saying that, hey, I want you to do an act of kindness and just pick a random person and do something nice for them. And I'm thinking like, okay. I didn't look too much into it. I'm thinking like, okay, this is just okay. I'll do it. And so my old job, so little small fact. So right after I graduated from college, I worked for a place called Chrysler Financial for a month. And I was pretty much inputting information for people that had Chryslers, and pretty much they were about to get their car repoed. So I'm trying to call them to collect money. And then I worked at University of Penn Hospital. I was a patient representative. So I was a person that did all the input data from new patients and current patients and update their information. And during that time, I worked, if you're from Philadelphia, I worked off of 40th and Market. And so when I would walk off the bus stop to my job, I will always see this homeless guy. He will always sit at the corner. And for me, I was always taught to say good morning or hello to someone. I don't care if I know you, if I walk past you and we make eye contact, I'm like, good morning. Hi, how are you? And just keep it moving. And this one guy, after my pastor said, hey, I want you to do a good deed for someone, I said, let me bless this one person. And when I saw him one day, I said, hi, sir, good morning. Can I treat you out to breakfast? And so we had a nice little walk. It was about like a 3-minute walk. And he said, I would see you all the time dressed up going, I'm assuming that you're going to work. And he said, I used to have a job and then, I got laid off and I was just one paycheck short. And we went to McDonald's. I said, you can order whatever you like. And he did. And he said, I really, really appreciate that. That was by far one of the best feelings that I know anyone could have. And it was a great feeling for me because it taught me a few things. And the one thing that it taught me was that just because someone is homeless doesn't mean that they are on drugs. A lot of times people see someone as homeless and they assume that they are substance abusers. And sometimes they could just be one paycheck short. Two, never judge a book by its cover. You never know what people are going through. And I think the one thing for me is I'm really big on recovery. Growing up, I had a lot of family members on drugs. And so when I see someone on drugs, I'm always trying to figure out, hey, how can I help them? But this wasn't the case here. And then lastly, what I learned about that was it's okay to be kind to people. Now, I don't think that you should do things to receive love by people. Now, if you have to do that, then you should really evaluate what is missing from you. I think that sometimes when people do things for others to seek attention, and they're doing things to get praise, sometimes I always ask myself, what is something that's missing within them? Is there any insecurities? What actually is that thing that they need? And they're seeking attention from other people. So that was something that I learned, and it's good to be a good person. It's like really good, and it makes you feel good. And I know for me, if I'm doing a good deed for someone, I just want to please God. I don't care about the accolades that come with that. That's just who I am. And I stand firm on that, and that's how I'm always be. Now, I don't just do things for anybody. No. I don't. If I really care about you, I'll do something. And I don't want anything in return. Trust me. And so the second question is, who am I most grateful for? There's a lot of people that I am grateful for. There's a lot of people. And I have some amazing friends. I have some amazing family members. I have some amazing colleagues that are by far so supportive. But when I think about people that I am most grateful for, it's a tough one. But I would say one of them would be my best friend, Melissa. This is like the ultimate best friend, the bestie, the bestest. We've been friends since 11th grade. College, we became best friends. We were college roommates. This is a person that, if you know me, it takes a lot for me to break down and cry in front of you. This is like one of the first people I ever done that in front of, besides like some close family. But this is a friend. There's a lot of reasons why I'm grateful for her. She helped change my life. When I was in college, I grew up in church, and then once my aunt stopped going, I had no way to go. And when I went to college, my best friend grew up in the church. Her family were deacons, deaconess, brother was a minister. And when I went to college and she became my roommate, I realized, hey, we live like 5 minutes from each other. We live around the corner from each other, technically, growing up in high school and college. And she would tell me about her church. And I'm like, and it's funny because when I started college, I said, God, I really want to go back to church. I haven't been in a few years. I would pray, but I'm like, I actually need that fellowship. I really need that. I yearn for that. And I was praying about it, and then she became my roommate. She was like the angel in disguise for me. And it's something that I really needed. And when she would talk about her church, I'm like, oh wow, I would love to go. She invited me, and when I say that when I went to this church, I fell in love with this church. And this was the actual church that I talked about in the first question. The good traits that you admire somebody. That was the Bible study I was in. That was like years moving forward. But she got me going to the church, and it got to the point where every time that we would go home for the weekend from college, whether at one point I had a car in college, and then my car like broke down, and when I didn't have a car and I would go home for college, she would come home too, and I would ride with her. But anytime I was in home at the same time she was at home and I did not have a car to get to church, no matter what she had going on, she always picked me up to go to church. Always picked me up. And if she had something going on after church, she will always take me back and go to wherever she needs to go. Always. Always consistent with that. Always. She was there when I decided to become a member of the church. And that was big for me. And her mom walked me up to the altar. It was times where I needed somebody to pray with. And it was good to wake up and see her across on her bed because we had twin beds in college. And she was that person that prayed with me. And she would do that consistently. She's that friend that got me using MAC makeup. I knew that when I was in high school and I would go to like different dances, I would use like CoverGirl because my older girlfriends at the time, that's what they had, and I just thought that was the cool thing. And some cheap mascara. But during that time, her sister-in-law worked for MAC, and so she was like, Sakina, you should use this. So that's how I learned how to do makeup from her, and then her family became my family. My mom considered her other daughter. But she's just like a blessing. And the thing that I love about her is that she has a good heart and she never looks down at anyone. One of my guy friends told me this last week, and it was like, it's nothing like I think every female needs to have good girlfriends, just like men need to have good male friends. But a good girlfriend that is not going to talk down about someone. You want a good girlfriend that's motivational and someone that can be inspiring, someone that's just positive. And Melissa is that and more. I can tell her a hypothetical, or I could tell her something. I'm like, hey, this somewhat bothers me, and I need your advice on this. If it's about a person, she would never talk down to anyone. She would never talk bad about anyone. She would make me look at the bigger picture like, well, tell me the good about this person, whether it's a male or female. How do you feel about this person? How does this person make you feel? She's not that friend that would say men ain't this, men ain't. She would never do that. She's that friend that's just positive. And I notice that every time I'm around her, she's just a positive person, and she makes you want to be around her because there's no negative vibes. There's always positive vibes. And I can just talk to her about anything. And when I look at the people that I am grateful for in my life, I always think about who adds to me. If you're negative and it's okay to have a bad day. But if every day is a bad day, then I have to like stay away. But she's that great person. And it's good to have good friends that give you good advice, someone that is positive, someone that supports you. And she's all of those things. So here are some of the good qualities I look for in a friend. Support. Are you someone that shows up? Are you someone that's there? When I say Melissa supported me in everything I have ever done in my life, Melissa supported me in everything. So support, that's so important. Two, someone that is positive. I need positivity in my life. Someone that that's happy for you, even when they don't have the same things that you have. Sometimes, it's easy to cheer people on when you're at the same level, but what happens when someone somewhat surpasses you? Can they still be happy for you? 4, someone that holds you accountable. I am not always right. I don't want to be always right. I'm not perfect either. And lastly, I think this is important. Accountable, but lastly, someone that tells you when you're wrong. So hold someone accountable, if you're telling someone that you're going to do something, someone that's going to say, hey, you said that you talked about this. But someone that checks me. I need a friend that's going to check me. Those are the 5 keys. And Melissa does all those things. But when she checks me, it's like in a really nice way. She doesn't like use profanity. She will like check me in a nice way. But she's who I'm most grateful for. And it's funny because when I will go back to Philly and I will see friends from college I haven't seen in years, the first thing they ask me, how's Melissa? Are you guys still best friends? I'm like, yes, that is my best friend. She's not going anywhere. Like, she's stuck with me forever. She knows too much about me. Like, she's stuck with me forever. So those are the things that I look for in a good friend. But she is by far my best friend, and she's someone that I am so grateful for. We had one disagreement, and that was our freshman year in college. And after that, we never had no disagreements at all. But she is my best friend, and that's someone that I am by far so grateful for. And I know that that's a person that will always have my back. She'll have my back when I'm wrong, but she will check me in private. And I'm so grateful for her. And so I hope that this encouraged you to, one, be a good person. Be a good person when no one is watching. I know we have social media, and I know we have the live. People are doing it for the gram. But it's nothing like being a good person. So be a good person. It's a good feeling. Two, who are you most grateful for? Who is that person that encouraged you to be better? You know, we have to get to the point in our life where we don't want to be praised for all the good things that we do, but someone that's going to make you better, someone that can help you with your weaknesses and make them your strengths. So who's that person that's encouraging you? Who's that person that prays for you? Who's that person that supports you? We all need support. I don't care what no one says. It's nothing like having an event and you're looking in the actual audience and you seeing someone there that you care about because they're there. So I hope that you have that person. If not, I hope that you're able to find that person. But I hope that today, Monday, I hope that is a great day for you. I hope that you're able to accomplish something. I hope that this week is just amazing. But most importantly, never forget how amazing you are. I think a lot of times we forget that. I know sometimes for one little simple second, I can easily forget who I am. I'm like, hey, I'm a dope chick. And I have a lot of dope things going about myself. And I make sure I never lose that momentum. You know, I get sad. It could be for various reasons. I'm human. But then I think about, hey, I am dope. And so are you. If you have anything that you want to accomplish, just know that you can do that. A lot of times we are getting discouraged because of someone tells us no. I'm a true believer that if you tell me no, that's fine. I'll just find someone else who's going to tell me yes. I'll get sad for 2 minutes and then I'm out of it. And then I'll figure out who's going to tell me yes. So never lose sight of that. If someone tells you no, find your yes. If you're at a place of employment that you hate, leave. Just leave. Find that job that makes you happy. And yes, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this over and over again. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's okay if you have a 9-to-5 job. B. Simone, when she talked about, some men having 9-to-5, that's her preference. But hey, if you are a person that has a 9-to-5, that is absolutely okay. Everyone's not meant to be an entrepreneur. You have to have a certain mindset to be an entrepreneur. It is not easy, and it's definitely not for the weak. So if you are that person that know that, hey, I need to clock out at a certain time, hey, by all means, do that. But never lose sight of who you are. Never lose confidence. And if you lose confidence, build your confidence up. Look in the mirror and say, I love me. And I know it sounds cliche, but you'd be surprised that a lot of people don't love who they are. I love every flaw about myself. I am not perfect, but I am wonderful and beautifully made. And so are you. Accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Have someone hold you accountable. There's something that you want to accomplish today, something that you want to accomplish this week, something that you want to accomplish this year, because 2020 is not canceled. There's many blessings going on this year. People are getting new jobs. People are getting married. People are getting engaged. People are loving themselves again. People are going back to therapy. Like, people are doing the damn thing in 2020. So don't let this year be canceled. Yes, we are going through a pandemic and things are not as normal, but never forget your purpose in life. You are here for a reason. We need you. I need you. You are the future doctor. You are the future lawyer. You are the future business owner. And just because you're 30 or just because you're 40, just because you're 50 or just because you're 60 doesn't mean that you still can't accomplish those goals. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're able to wake up and you're able to breathe, you're able to say hello, you're able to move around, you are able to accomplish anything that you put your mind to. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys, but you are amazing. You're going to have an amazing week, but I just want you guys to believe that and know that you can and you will. Take care, guys. Have a great Monday. Have a fantastic week, and you guys are so dope. Bye, guys.